store carrots and soil in a cool room, they'll keep indefinitely. Well, not indefinitely, but a good while. Think about that. The orange shock of a carrot concealed in chocolate earth. Inert. Until called on. There's no need for refrigeration, just quiet, cool earth in a dark room. There's something soothing about that. And hopeful. Wintering in, Mum called it. The frame of the tunnel is like a whale's skeleton. And I'm in here with the rubble of what he's eaten. How long did Jonah stay in his whale's belly? We're born with our eggs inside already. They're packed in tight. And that means all my eggs were inside my mother at one point. So she's also carried her future grandchildren, in a way. Makes me think of women packed inside one another, stretching back over generations like Matryoshka dolls. Twice a day I come here and think about turning the soil. A lot of time is spent thinking about it. In the whale's belly, time has stalled. My mother died, and then my father. And then I got this piece of ground. My mother used to store carrots and soil in our larder when I was growing up. I haven't grown a thing since this land became mine. Land's an inheritance you can touch, look at, taste. There are other types of inheritance too, I suppose. Maybe I could leave it fallow this year. I should make the land produce, shouldn't I? What good is it lying here, fruitless? The last thing Dad did with it before he went was to pull over this plastic sheeting to keep the weeds down. I wasn't sure whether to walk on it or not at first. The sheeting. Now I walk on it as though it's the ground, same as the earth under it. Sometimes I forget it's not the earth. The tunnel is like a series of layers. Earth, plastic, plastic, sky. The earth of the ground, the plastic sheeting on the earth, the plastic sheeting overhead, and then the sky. And I'm sandwiched in between the two plastic layers. Hermetically sealed, it sometimes feels like. When your harvest is big, they say you've a glut of produce. If you have a real carrot glut, you could try creating a much larger earth clamp. Start by digging a circular hole and adding a layer of sand to the bottom. Create a ring of tightly packed carrots about 1 metre in diameter, with their necks facing outwards. Continue adding carrots to create a pyramid shape. Insulate the carrots with a 30cm thick layer of clean straw. In cold areas, add a layer of soil for extra frost protection. Cover with plastic sheeting. We come ready-made with our own little glut. The weight of potential. Don't know what to do with all this plastic. Those dreams I have that the earth is heaving for breath underneath it. I come up the next morning and rip it all back, pile it up into the corners of the tunnel. For a while. Those weeds are relentless. What if I could shrink my sight down to the small level, to the snail level, the grass blade level? Living in the jungle underfoot with my worries shrunk down too. Feeling the edges of myself dissolving into the cacophony of small creatures. Part of a web, a network. No need to make anything mean anything, just caught up in the flow. I could lie down here and go to ground. Let it go to the weeds for good and all. Wasn't what Dad intended for the land. His tools, bits of rope and twine and string. Sometimes feels like you get given things by the people who were here before you. Physical things and non-physical things. They're like tools you don't know the use for. A language that sits awkwardly in your mouth. Have I inherited his desires as well as this ground? Do desires attach to things? I'll go down there tomorrow, pull back the plastic, turn the soil, plant the seed. It's just a series of actions, a simple series of actions. I can do that.